Hey guys, it's SteviePee. This will probably go on the KingOfAwesomer channel, so make sure you rate and subscribe. This is just a video response to Nalts, and his My First Car Story for BBC America. I'm in Canada. Hopefully, this is answerable. But if not, then who cares? It's awesome. I'm glad to see Top Gear come into this side of the pond. I love it. So keep going, guys. I'm a car guy. I love cars, and it was a passion that started really young. When I was like 5, my dad let me drive our pickup in the alley. Like, I was just sat on his lap, right? I say 5, maybe I was even younger. I remember it because I drove over a garbage can. I was like, ah! And we hit a garbage can. It was awesome. Oh yeah, I'm wearing a Snuggie. Some of you were wondering. Yeah, that's a Snuggie, and it is purple because that's all they had. And this was my Christmas present from my wife. And I asked for it. I know it's sad, but I started playing video games. I'm like, I understand why they make Snuggies. Wow, ADD. So yeah, but my first real car experience with my dad was in a Land Rover, and I drove into a fence in England. Now this makes me sound like a bad driver, and I've only hit a lot of things, but it's not been for a really long time. I just really sucked at first. Heavy clutch, what can I say? But my best friend while I was living in England, Rick, he had I think a 60, maybe 75 Volkswagen Beetle, 1600 GT, I think, and it was lowered, and it was awesome, and it was like a really big go-kart, and it was awesome. We used to go to the supermarket parking lot, shopping center parking lot, and drive around, and it was so cool. It was such an awesome feeling. It wasn't my car, and this is called My First Car. So those were my first driving experiences. Anyway, they were awesome, and it ingrained in me a passion for driving. My first car, my very own first car, was a 1977 Cutlass Supreme. And where I lived, there's mountains and rivers and lakes, and we're just kind of in a rugged area of British Columbia. And all my friends have 4x4s, and they go off into the bush. And I'd take this 77 Cutlass up there. And it was a 4-door. It wasn't like a cool gangsta 2-door. This was just a big, I'll try to throw a picture of it on here. And it was like 9,000 feet long. And it was awesome. I was going to cut the whole back out and make it like a bed back there. Like just fab the trunk into it was going to be awesome. And I fell asleep driving home one day from work and crashed into a sidewall. I would have gone into the lake, but I just caught the sidewall and wrecked all the front end. So I drove it for a little bit longer, and then when I was out off-roading in it, I ripped the oil pan off on a giant boulder. I was doing about 85 kilometers an hour, and yeah, just took a giant hole out of my oil pan. But it was awesome. It was an awesome first car, big 350. Spent all my money on gas, and it was great. You could get 6 people in there because that's what you want, a 17-year-old with a 350 and room for 5 of his favorite friends who want to die. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't the only bad driver. We all took turns crashing our cars together. But it was awesome. Like, so many cool driving experiences. If you're not a driver, you guys have no clue what we're talking about. You guys have got to learn to drive. Don't be all wussy and be all like, oh, public transport. Who cares about that? Who cares? You got to drive. If you've never done it, you got to do it. Because it's such a free feeling. I understand why we have such an addiction. But you know what? That Cutlass Supreme, it was my first taste of freedom. like real freedom. I'd used my parents' cars before then, but it was my first car. It was given to me, and I loved it. Like, I totally did, and I didn't ever want to hurt it. I had such awesome plans for it, and you'd probably have a weird attachment to your first car, right? Doesn't matter how bad it was. If it was a 72 Datsun pickup that was rusted out, man, if you saw one of those in mint condition 20 years later, you'd want that thing. And I don't see many of those old Cutlasses anymore. But if I saw one in good condition, I might buy it. My wife might leave me, so I have to put a bed in it. She wouldn't really leave. She'd make me leave. Yeah. Anyway, Nalts, buddy. You got to get a mount for your camera. Gecko. I have a Fat Gecko. It is a fantastic mount. That's what's attached to it right now. Suction on your window. It's fantastic. They're cheap. Well, they're like $70. Definitely worth it. And you don't get the handheld ticket, distracted driving ticket if you have that where you live. I'm not exactly sure where you live. But yes, BBC America, my submission to you. My first car was awesome. And I'm glad to see you guys on TV over here. I miss seeing Top Gear. It's nice to have it over here. Get creative, guys. There's lots of fun stuff to do. Lots of car challenges you guys could do. There's a lot of stuff I want to do on my channel too, but you got a much better budget than me. So, do some real world comparisons of garbage cars that people can actually afford. And it'd be awesome. Alright, anyway, that's my thing. Have a great day. Rate, comment, subscribe. SteviePee, KingOfAwesomer, and FTD Rock. Have a great day. Bye.